Hola, amigos and amigas. Let's get this party started, which won't be long. Um, so as you know, uh, we have, I think, 3 holidays today. So we missed 3 classes. Need to make them up. I have options. I can do recorded lectures, or we can meet in week 16. And that is something that I don't think anybody wants, including myself. So that's why we are doing these recorded lectures. And because it's not a lecture-based class, I'm always not sure what to tell you in these lectures. So I think, or what I can tell you is doesn't take long, doesn't take 25 minutes to talk about. So I'm going to talk about the last target language of the semester. And I will probably talk for like another 6 or 7 minutes, but this video needs to be 25 minutes. So after that, I'm going to turn off the mic, and after I'm done talking about this target language, the grammar point, I'm going to turn off the mic and the camera and just record until we hit 25 minutes. And while the camera is off, and the mic is off, you can think about the grammar point in more depth. So, without further ado, let's get this party started. Okay. This time I actually do not have a reference sheet because I think that PPT is clear enough, and I don't think it's requires a lengthy reference sheet because it's pretty basic and it's not doesn't take long to explain. So we're going to talk about adjective clauses. This is the last part of the semester. And so let me start off by showing you these pictures. So if I told you, let's go back here. Isn't the baby cute? You would know exactly which baby I'm talking about. And you'd probably say, yes, that is a very cute baby. Now, if I showed you this picture and I said, isn't the puppy cute? You will not be sure about which puppy I'm referring to because there's more than one. So, of course, your natural reaction would be, oh, which one are you talking about, Robin? Hence, I need to use an adjective clause. And adjectives describe nouns. So I need to identify which dog I'm referring to. So let's say, oh, isn't the dog that is yawning cute? And of course, since there's only one dog yawning, I have now identified which dog I am telling you about. I'm referring to that one. It's yawning, the dog that is yawning. So we're going to talk about adjective clauses. Super common. Adjective, you might hear them called relative clauses, adjective clauses, they mean the same thing. Who, that, which, when, where, these are all relative pronouns. And they can be used to give more information about a non-specific noun. They can also be used to give information about a specific noun, but we're mainly focusing on non-specific nouns. And so what I mean is like the dog that is yawning. I'm referring to a non-specific noun. Now, if I say, look at the baby is specific because there's only one. But because there's more than one dog, if I say, look at the dog, it's not specific because we're not sure which one. Therefore, I'm going to add the adjective clause to make a non-specific noun specific. Look at the dog that is yawning. There's only one dog yawning. So now I've made that thing specific. Okay, I know you've heard this before. Uh, Just like everything we focus on in this class, the language points, none of them are brand new to you. They're just really common. That's why I wanted to focus on them. So, who or that are used to describe or define a person. There is a person, there was a person who kept looking at me on the subway. There was a person that kept looking at me on the subway. Both are okay. I like hanging out with people that are easygoing. I like hanging out with people who are easygoing. Now, if you just says there was a person on the subway, I like hanging out with people, not specific. I mean, yeah, very general, non-specific. So we add these adjective clauses to specify. Which or that are used to describe or define a thing. I need to get a camera which has a better camera. I need to get a phone which has a better camera. I need to get a phone that has a better camera. Both are okay. My sister got accepted to university that offers a full scholarship, which offers a full scholarship. Both are okay. Now, usually this type of adjective clause has no comma, meaning it's needed to identify which university or which type of university. Normally, without a comma, we use that, but which is okay too. Of course, when is used to describe or define a time. Let's find a time when we can meet up and work on a project. Do you remember the day when it rained all day on our trip? If you just said, do you remember the day? Someone's like, what day? When it rained all day on our trip. Ah, you specified which day. Where is used to describe or define a place. Wisconsin is a place where you can get a lot of good cheese. I'm looking for a place where I can charge my phone. So to make adjective relative clauses, we add where plus the clause. So which phone do you prefer? A small phone or a big phone? Now, some of you might easily make a decision just based on size, small, big. I'm sure some of you like small phones, some of you like big phones. That's an easy, probably an easy decision to make because a lot of times people base choosing a phone just on size. But let's say if you want a small phone, or let's say you want a big phone, what would you rather have? A big phone with a low quality camera or a small phone with that has a high quality camera? So if you want a big phone, like here, that's an easy decision. You want a big phone. I think a lot of people, especially commuters, people who have long commute, who watch a lot of videos, um, movies, TV shows, maybe play smartphone games on public transportation while they're commuting, prefer a big phone. But maybe not with a low camera? I'm not sure. So how would you identify these cameras? I'm sorry, these phones. You'd say, oh, I prefer a small phone that has a high quality camera over a big phone that has a low quality camera. So we can add that adjective clause that has a high quality camera, that has or which has a low quality camera to identify which thing, which noun we're talking about. So a small phone that has a high quality camera, a big phone that has a low quality camera. That's how you can use an adjective clause to identify or specify the one you're talking about. A small phone that which has a high quality camera. A big phone that which has a low quality camera. Like I said, this was not going to take long. So we are at about the 10-minute mark. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna mute this, turn off the video, and just kind of let it play for the next, about 15 minutes. And just let it play. Think about adjective clauses. Think about life. Think about summer vacation. Think about anything that you want to think about. But I'm sorry, I have nothing else to fill. This is not complicated. Doesn't take long. But I know nobody wants to have a class in week 16. So enjoy the rest of your wonderful day and let this ride out. And I am going to press mute in a few seconds. And then at around the 25-minute mark, I'm going to turn off the recording. So have a great day, and I'll talk to you later.